Last night, just before I went to sleep, I said to my husband, I wonder what sort of a world we're going to wake up to tomorrow morning. Well, it's pretty much the same as it was yesterday. At least for the time being. I'm quite thankful about that. I'm granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. From a vlogger's point of view, this is a particularly difficult time. I'm not trivialising the awful events that are going on halfway round the world, or maybe a quarter way round the world from Britain. But nothing is happening. We are all waiting for something to happen. People are expecting Israel to pull another rabbit out of another hat, or maybe out of the same hat, and it's not happening. And so there are many videos speculating on what Israel could or might do. I can't do that, and anyway, it's a waste of time. We'll find out about that in due course, I suspect. But I thought you'd be interested in experts when I show you something I keep on pulling out because it's so funny. All right, here we are. This is, you might recognise, John Kerry wearing his, not bifocal glasses, but, little reading glasses, and looking rather magisterial or professorial or whatever. It looks like he's in Israel. But he's lecturing the people there from the height of his knowledge while he was the foreign thingy, was Secretary of State for everywhere else. I've forgotten what they're called. But anyway, he was that. This was during the Obama years. So let's just listen to this.
There will be no separate peace between Israel and the Arab world. I want to make that very clear to all of you. I've heard several prominent politicians in Israel sometimes saying, well, the Arab world's in a different place now. We just have to reach out to them and we can work some things with the Arab world and we'll deal with the Palestinians. No, 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 and no. I can tell you that, reaffirmed even in the last week as I have talked to leaders of the Arab community. There will be no advance and separate peace with the Arab world without the Palestinian process and Palestinian peace. Everybody needs to understand that. That is a hard reality.
Right, so much for John Kerry. And this is the Arab states here. While they might have had a chance of destroying Israel, what with Israel being attacked on so many fronts already, they are neutral. Now, there are two thoughts that immediately come to mind. And the first is that they are a bunch of bloody cowards here. Israel is saving them from Iran. We all know that Iran would destroy all these Gulf states and anything on the Arabian Peninsula they can, given half a chance. And if they came in on the side of Israel, that would really ruin Iran's chances of making an empire again. But no, you see those guys in the uniform there? Yeah, they're there for decoration. Gulf Arab nations reassured Iran of their neutrality in its conflict with Israel during meetings in Doha. Oh, yeah, don't go at us. Don't ruin our oil wealth. Emphasising de-escalation amid concerns that regional violence could threaten their oil facilities. These people who are so hot for Islam, which is a religion that forbids men from wearing silk because that's too luxurious, and they want to preserve their luxurious life in the thinnest of cotton that anyone could weave. Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, UAE Vice President, and Deputy Prime Minister, and Sheikh Abdullah bin Hamad Al Thani, Deputy Emir of Qatar in Doha. Okay, so they're all there telling Iran not to bother them. As I said, just a bunch of cowards who can't seize the moment. But then, on the other hand, they're not attacking Israel either. They're not saying, oh, our Muslim brothers are finally coming to grips with the Zionist entity and we can finish it off now. We can slaughter every last Jew in the area and make it part of the Arab world and we'll come in with you. And no, they're not doing that. Right, just for information, that's Iran there. This is Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, the UAE, and Qatar is up there. And here's Kuwait. This, by the way, is the Suez Canal. So that's an important route on its own. Iran, look where Iran is, and you'll see Iran's little problem. It's here, it's got access to the Arabian Sea. And India and the Far East. Here, I'll move this over a bit, that's better. It has access to all of these places. But in order to get to the Mediterranean, it's got to go up here and through the Suez Canal. So that's a problem. Or they go round, all the way round Africa. So they are blocked off. And part, at least, of the Iranian strategy, mindset, is they have to get some corridor through to the Mediterranean. And that's why they've been so busy in Iraq and Syria and now Lebanon. Now, they want to make the whole area. There was a picture that Netanyahu brought to the United Nations showing, a black area here of a proposed Iranian empire. Looked a bit like a sort of large bat. Whatever colour you paint it, that's what Iran wants, because that way it will straddle the world. From the Mediterranean, it'll have all the European territory there, and all the way to India. It can dominate this area. It can especially dominate Turkey, which it is not that friendly with, despite what the politicians say. So that's part of what Iran's strategy is all about. And if Iran succeeds, then all of this area here, Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and even Egypt, are going to be in serious trouble. Because it will not end. Iran has proxies in Lebanon. I do wish it wouldn't do that. Iran has proxies in Lebanon and in Jordan, and then down here in the Yemen. It will, when the borders become enlarged, if Iran manages to get all of this territory, then it will start using proxies heading for Cairo and for Saudi. And the UAE won't last very long either. They're just across the road. So it's in the interests of these countries that they side with Israel. But they've declared neutrality. And that means that if Israel wanted to get to Iran, it wouldn't be able to go this way. It would have to go all the way round here, which is, a much longer trip, and refueling and all that sort of logistics. It's going to be a problem. So, despite the fact that there is an advantage to them forming a sort of alliance with Israel and America and the United Kingdom against Iran. I'm not talking about obliterating the country. I'm talking about neutralising its imperial ambitions. They're not doing it. They're far too worried about it disturbing their comfortable life. And yeah, what's that saying? Those who prefer comfort to freedom will end up having neither. So that's what the situation is. Let's get rid of that. Meanwhile, this is the sort of person that we're dealing with. The supreme leader of Iran said that the October 7th attacks were a legitimate act of resistance, I think he said. The supreme leader of Iran claimed the attacks were justified because they were logical and legal and done in self-defense against an oppressor. Well, the first time I've heard of rape actually being self-defense, but, you know, it's an upside-down world in Iran at the moment. And these are the sort of people we're dealing with. And by we, I mean we in Europe. Because if Iran has its way, we will be at Iran's mercy. There are already talks of sleeper cells in Europe, just waiting for the word to run rampage in our countries. Those sleeper cells are will be touted by such as him as a legitimate act. Done in self-defense against an oppressor, because if there's one thing the Muslim world is really good at, it's telling people that what they're doing is self-defense. They redefine self-defense every time. Some guy goes out with a knife and kills children. It's self-defense against. I don't know. I don't know. I have a constitutional inability to put myself in the shoes of somebody like this. Right, well, that's it, really. This guy who loves death more than the Europeans love life has been taken to a secure location to keep him safe in the event of an Israeli attack. We can't have him being killed and sent to Jinnah, can we? All right, well, yeah, that's it. Till next time. You can help my channel by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. That's quite important. And by sharing if you're so inclined. Links to my other channels and to donation methods are in the description. But the best way you can help is simply by clicking like and notify. Thank you.